Imagine that you're traveling from Miami and going towards Israel. You're on a boat. There's going to be waves that go up and waves that go down. There's going to be high waves. There's going to be low waves. And your job, your goal, is to get to the destination. So my definition that works for me for a goal and a purpose is a goal is quantifiable. A goal is physical, like getting to your destination. That is something that's quantifiable. But a purpose is something that is only based around your output, that is only based around your actions, that is allowing you to enjoy the process and give yourself credit for the process itself. Why is that so powerful? Because along the way, there's going to be challenges that come up, and you're not going to right away see the fruits of your labor. Many times, you're actually going to see that your work is not paying off. And so, if all there is a goal, then the likelihood of a person giving up along the way is extremely high. Because they're seeking for the external physical aspect to validate if their work is worth or not worth it. And a purpose, on the other hand, is something that's giving yourself credit for what you can control. Giving yourself credit and enjoying the process along the way because you are on your purpose, you are on the path. So the purpose is tied to the path, and the goal is tied to the result. And yes, we need goals. Yes, we need a destination. But we also need to have purpose that allows us to persist during the tough times when we're not even close to our destination. So let's take an example. Let's take money, because that's very easily quantifiable. You say, I want to make $1 million in the next 2 years. It's quantifiable by a dollar amount, and it's quantifiable by a specific time frame. But now, along the way, there's going to be waves, high waves and low waves. And if the only reason why I'm getting up in the morning and working hard is to reach my goal, then it's very likely that if I don't see that I'm progressing and on track to hit that $1 million in 2 years, I will give up and pivot. But on the other hand, if I focus on, before I set my goal, what is my purpose? Something that I can control. For example, becoming a better person in the process. Learning to manage people. Learning to manage money. Learning to improve my sales skills. Learning and improving my trust and faith in the creator of the universe. That is something that's within my control. That is something that each day, as I'm taking actions, even if I'm not necessarily seeing how I'm getting closer to my ultimate goal, I'm on my purpose. I'm doing the thing that I can control, and I'm giving myself credit for the thing that I can control. And so the likelihood of reaching that goal is 10x. Because while I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor initially, and we all know that it's normal for challenges to come up. It's normal for me to have a plan and things happening that were not part of the plan. But if I'm associating myself and mainly focusing on the purpose, am I doing the things that I told myself I would be doing? That ultimately I will reach my goal. Because the goal is simply a result of all the consistent actions that one takes when there is no fruits of the labor. And if we look at Elon Musk, who is now the richest man in the world and seems to accomplish all the goals that he sets for himself, we see that his purpose is to change the world. His purpose is tied to what he can control, which is to do everything in his power to make a difference in the world, to take us to Mars, even though that's crazy. And truly, I don't even think there's a point in that. But that's besides the point. The fact that he ties his identity to the fact that he wants to change the world, and every day when he wakes up, he's focused on that. He's focused on his intention. He's focused on his actions. Yes, he wants the results. We all want the results. But because along the way there's so many challenges, the only thing that's going to make it that we keep our head up and that we persist during the tough times is if we have a purpose that is something that we can control, something that is the process. One example for me, and there are small purposes, there's micro purposes, and then there's macro purpose. There's your life purpose, which we're lucky if we ever get to identify what our life purpose is. But it starts with micro purposes. And so in my personal life in business, the last 2 months have been very tough, flat. Previously, we had 6 months which were going up and up and up, reaching new highs. And during the times that we were going up and up and up, reaching new highs, I had an enthusiasm. My team had an enthusiasm about the business, about the growth, the path that we were on, because we were able to see the physical results, the fruits of our labor. But then, around Rosh Hashanah time, things took a downturn, and it's been 2 months where things are flat. The production is flat. And what I decided to make the purpose, the micro purpose for me and my team, is that we are going to keep the same attitude as when things were high, when things were hot. We are not going to let the exterior, the physical production, determine our attitude. Because if that's the case, if we only base our attitude and the quality of our actions around the physical results, we're dead. We have to have a vision. We have to have a goal. But what's going to help us persist and increase the likelihood of reaching that goal 10x is by giving ourselves credit for having the best attitude and working like everything is perfect and things are going up and up. And truthfully, the reason why things were going up and up and up is because we put in work, we saw the fruits of our labor, and that motivated us to work even harder. So it was an upward spiral. But then Hashem sends challenges to test our mindset, to test our determination. And so things don't look like they're paying off. Our work does not look like it's paying off. But we can't let the exterior determine the quality of our actions, and the quality of our mindset. Our optimistic view cannot change just because the exterior is not validating it. Otherwise, we just get pushed around by the waves of life and we never reach our true destination. So what I encourage everyone to do is each day clarify your micro purpose. We don't need to think about macro life purpose. If you can, and if you do, kudos to you. But in reality, what we need to focus on, what's within our control, The next best thing is the micro purpose. What is my purpose for the next 3 to 6 months in a specific area of life, whether it's business, whether it's relationship with your wife, relationship with your children? What is the purpose that I'm going to give myself that's going to allow me to persist when I don't see the fruits of my labor initially? What is the purpose that is going to be based around me improving myself, which is all I can control? And by doing so, not only are we going to feel more fulfilled, but the likelihood of reaching the goal is 10x.